All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol RKT, Rocket Companies Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Rocket Companies has been in a bearish run since October 14th. We've been below the 50-day moving average, and it's been hanging out close to the $20 mark. And it broke through support 2 times, but it brought itself back up and it hit new lows of about 19 and some change, 1979, 1978. So these numbers are important. The good thing is that it hasn't broken through the support level that I've talked about previously, which is 1940, and then obviously the lowest point that we've seen in the charts, which you could see here. And when we were before this bullish run, way down here at 18 and 35 cents. Now, 1835, give or take, to 1840, but right now we're super far away from all those numbers. The most important thing is the support levels that are being formed. Even though this is going sideways, the 50-day moving average is catching up to the price, giving a possibility for the bulls to have a chance to cross it and build momentum. That's going to be very interesting to see, and we're going to look at our new support levels and resistance levels and see what it is that it takes for the bulls to get over into bullish territory. Now, earnings is coming up November 10th. That's almost 2 weeks away. Previous earnings was tremendous. It was a big surprise. It was much more than expected. And also, Rocket Companies recently had the great news with Realtor.com. That's what made it jump from this $20 mark all the way up to $24 and some change. And previously, the buildup towards earnings was pretty strong. And that was literally within 2 weeks from earnings. The question is, will we see some similar behavior to the previous earnings, or is it going to take till after earnings to give a little bit more confidence to investors? Those are the things to be paying close attention to here for Rocket Companies in the weeks ahead and the days ahead. So let's go ahead and see here what our new support level is. And this is the second to lowest point reached here on the chart today. And the lowest point was down here, as I stated earlier, 1979, 1978, give or take. But this support level is a key indicator to let us know and have a sense of direction of where this is going. And the 50-day moving average is 2043. 2043 is the 50-day moving average. Now, our resistance level is 2043. So all it takes is for the bulls to break through resistance, and you can see there's a little gap there between resistance and the 50-day moving average. I mean, they're both 2043. It's just this is probably 2043 to the 100th place, a little bit lower than the 50-day moving average, but overall, the 50-day moving average is 2043. 2043 is super important right now for the bulls to break through, turn that into a support, and get back over into bullish territory. And their next goal would be up here, which is part of the leveling off at 2077. 2077 is the highest point here before this dipped, and that point would be the first resistance level in bullish territory. This would cross 2043, would cross the 50-day moving average and the resistance level to get them back into bullish territory. But the first one in bullish territory to pull further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction would be 2077. So it's going to be very important, and I want to emphasize to all investors, the bulls need to break through 2043 to go ahead, gain momentum, and get back into bullish territory. Now, on the other hand, the price is currently at 2026, and the bears are going to try to tear this one down. The bears are going to do their best to stay in bearish territory, and by doing so, they need to pull this stock down. And the first support level to break through would be 1983. If the bears accomplish breaking through 1983, they've broken through a support level that is getting them further away from the 50-day moving average and trying to get them down to newer lows and newer support levels. So I want to emphasize to all investors, if this breaks through 1983, monitor it very closely. How is it acting? How quickly is it hitting newer lows? Are the bulls even trying to reappear? And also, how is it reacting between 1983 and 1950 if it's moving fairly quickly? And see your inflow, your outflow on the charts, and who is dominating the charts. I hope that with these cues, you guys are well prepared for tomorrow's trading day. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and I go into detail about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising up several points on scheduled dates. What happens on those scheduled dates, which are the dates that I circled here on the chart and we're going to see for ourselves? Well, the S&P 500 index rises up several points, and by doing so, they're bringing up several ticker symbols, not all of them, but most of them, up with them. And these ticker symbols are rising up 30 cents to $3 per share. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but per share, that does add up. And one thing I am really big on is profits. If you put $1 into the market and you get out with $2, you've made profits. You've done what the whole purpose of being in the market is for, to maximize profits and minimize losses. And with the Federal Reserve pumping the markets on these scheduled dates, bringing the S&P 500 index up, also brings up individual ticker symbols with them. And again, 30 cents to $3 may not sound like a lot of profit per share, but that does add up. And like I say, profits are profits. So we're going to look here at some of the dates so that you guys can see what I talk about in the video. And it's a weekly series. I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on it. Definitely click on the video as it pops up at the end of the video and check it out. But here we are with one of the first pumps in the scheduled dates pumps. So the first one, since the last time that they released this on September 14th, and the next one's coming up on October 14th, which is like a week from now. And on the 15th, they scheduled it. And as you can see, this is the 14th, and the 15th is this big green bar, and it rose up. So on the 14th, we were at around 33.84, and it rose up to 34.20. I mean, that's 40 points risen on the S&P 500 index, and that's creating that catalyst for individual ticker symbols to rise up 30 cents to $3. We're going to look at another one here, and the next one was on September 22nd. And here we are on the 21st, after falling from that last pump, and the market had been falling, and you could see that there is volatility on every single day of the market before the dates of the pumps, but on the dates of the pumps are the days that the most green happens, for the most part. Not every time, but for the most part. But on the 21st, which was a Monday, it was rising up, and it rose up to this point here. And the next one was the 22nd. So this is the last 21st candlestick, and this is the first 22nd candlesticks. And we were at 32.70. This one rose up all the way up here to this point right here. This was the last 22nd candlestick to 33.19. I mean, if we go back, we were at 32.70, 33.19. That's almost 50-point jump here for the S&P 500 index. And again, individual ticker symbols rose up with it, and it created that catalyst a little bit before the anticipation, and on that date it rose up. Now on this next pump, which was a little bit different, there was a catalyst formed beforehand, and it rose up to these highs on the 28th of about 33.59. It actually dipped on the date of the next pump, which we see it here, which was on the 29th of September, and the next one was on the 6th, which just happened yesterday, and it actually slightly dipped. Now, not every time is these pumps going to rise up the market like we've seen here by a lot of points, but it still rises it back up or levels it off from hitting newer lows and leveling off the market itself. Because if we look at the previous notes that I did beforehand, it was actually rising up with it. The volatility was there, but you were able to buy, like for example, how we bought here on the 15th and it rose up. Well, it's been falling and then very volatile here, up and down. Beforehand, you can buy at the beginning of the scheduled pump dates and hold a couple weeks and ride out several pumps, and you were going on your way up. But right now, even as the market's going down, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets and there's an opportunity to make profits. So here we are on the 29th, and it fell to lows of 33.28 and it rose up to these highs here of 33.49. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's still a 20-point jump after dipping and recovering, and then it continued to work its way up to newer highs. Now here on the 6th, which on the 5th it started to rise, it leveled off. This is the last candlestick of the 5th coming up right now, and we're about to see it here. Yes, this is the last candlestick of the 5th, and it rose up, and all the way to the last candlestick of the 6th, it rose up another 20 points. I mean, we're down here and it ended up around here. So right now, something I'm noticing is that these pumps are creating less of an effect on the market, but it's creating that upward direction from falling to newer lows, but it's still helping the market rise up. And even though the S&P 500 index is rising several points, there are individual ticker symbols rising up, like I said, 30 cents to $3. Check out the video. I go into more detail. I don't want you guys to miss out on this great information. Click on it, and thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.